And as we started the show, this is the Lenten season when Christians around the world answer the call to prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. And I'm so pleased. My next guest is His Grace, Archbishop of Port of Spain, Charles Jason Gordon. Good morning, Your Grace.
Good morning.
Thank
Good
you so
to be
much
here
for
with
coming.
you.
This is the TTT studio.
It is.
I know.
Yes.
Very exciting.
Wonderful. Yes.
Good to have you here. So today is Ash Wednesday, which heralds the Lenten season. Talk to us about the significance of Lent.
You know, the whole year is divided up into rhythms and seasons. And many people forget that Carnival is really a pre-Lenten celebration.
Yeah.
If you're going to have these 40 very difficult days, you have to do something to catch yourself before you get into this hard time. And so the Carnival sprung up as a kind of a, let's prepare ourselves for this Lenten period.
Yes.
And that's kind of how it emerged. And that's why you'll find Carnival or pre-Lenten Carnival in Catholic countries around the world.
Yes.
So the season, the rhythm is what's important. Because if you understand ritual, you have this high point of festivity and joy, and then you plunge now into the depth of repentance, austerity, into fasting, into almsgiving, into prayer. And this plunge from the height down into the depth is meant to help the person to recognize the difference between the earthly pleasures that we might have and the spiritual depth that we are called to.
Yes.
And that's why on Ash Wednesday you start with the ashes on your forehead, saying that remember that you are dust and unto dust you shall return. Those were the words that God said to Adam after Adam sinned.
Right.
So he had done foolishness.
Right.
Real bad. And you are dust and unto dust you will so you are mortal. You are finite. And this mortality has a burden to it.
Yeah.
And in understanding the burden of your mortality, you understand that you are sinful.
Right.
And you understand, therefore, we must make our way back to God, because although we are mortal, we are destined for eternity. And so the time of Ash Wednesday is this bridge between the festivity and the depth of spiritual seeking.
Yes.
And then we go into the rest of Lent after that.
And how would you talk to Christians, Catholic Christians, to prepare and use this 40 days to prepare for Easter?
You know, these are the most amazing days in the year, you know.
I agree, you know. I agree with you completely.
Because everybody comes right down to basics.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, Aaron Duncan said, back to basics. Well, we had to go right back to basics.
It's like a stripping of self.
Yes. We have to go back and retrieve what is elemental and what is most true about who I am as a human being. And that means we have to throw off all the pretty masks. We have to throw off all the masks that we wear for the rest of the year, where we pretend to be this or pretend to be that. We have to take those masks off.
Yeah.
And now come out without the war paint.
And search yourself.
And come
reflect.
out. Yes, because you're going now deep inside and deep into God. And that's why the three practices, prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, are the three essential practices in the Lenten period. By prayer, what we do is we come face to face with the Creator, who has created and called us for sacred purpose, and ask ourselves, are we living by the purpose for which we have been called? And then recalibrate the direction of our life back to the direction He is calling.
And you can do that how? During Lent especially?
Well, during Lent, by the prayer, by the fasting.
Right.
So, you know, we are a country of so much excess. In fact, we don't need to play Carnival, because we do excess on a daily basis.
It's called extra now, you know? We extra.
we extra everything.
Yes.
But we do such excess on such a daily basis that we don't even know what normal is anymore. We really don't know what normal is. You know, last year, I came back from Barbados to Trinidad, and everybody saying recession. And I said, well, I suppose if you come down from Champagne to Prosecco every day, that's a recession, I suppose.
Very true.
But we are a country of incredible excess, and excess in our spending, excess in our living, excess in what we're eating, excess in everything. And the fasting is saying, okay, let's come back to basics. Let's come right back down to the ground and to the foundations, and live again these foundations. And who are we as human beings, and what do we really need? Do we really need all these extra things that we have and that we're grabbing onto, that is causing such chaos in our life?
Yeah.
So move away from all the excess.
So it's
of
not
food,
necessary.
of money, of pleasure, of spending, of lifestyle. Move away from the excess and come down.
Social media.
One
of the
oh
things,
boy.
yes.
So, you know, a young person said to me, I'm giving up WhatsApp for the 40 days. Well, I'm praying for that. I'm really praying for that. Because I could see withdrawals coming at any moment now.
I think I will have withdrawal myself.
I see you breaking out in highs just at the thought of it. Just at the thought of it. But can we come down from the excess of social media? You know, we use the screen so much right now that sometimes we're more on the screen than talking to real people. And we have to come down from that. So this is a time to come down from everything.
And almsgiving.
Almsgiving is giving to someone who is in need. And the tradition says almsgiving covers a multitude of sins. Now, I don't know about you, you know. You see me, I have a multitude. Legion.
Why are you saying that?
I don't know about you. I don't know about you.
We all.
No, I don't know. No, you might be.
Are you blessing me here?
You might be the holy woman that has no multitude to deal with.
We all have
but almsgiving is recognizing Jesus in the face of the poor, in the face of the homeless, in the face of the migrant, in the face of the refugee, in the face of the destitute one, in the face of the elderly who is shut in the face of the person who is alone and cut off. And by giving time or money to people, it is giving alms, it is giving help to them, and by doing that, we're recognizing that the excess that we have is needed to help other people who are in deep need. And so when we give up stuff, we give it away. So we give up some stuff, we bring down our budget, that extra that we have, we give it away. So the extra now, your extra, that is now to give away. And why do we give it away? Because we don't need it. And because this other person needs it more than me. And it reminds me now that I'm in solidarity with everyone, especially those most in need in our country.
And you know, you're speaking there, and it's a concentrated period, 40 days of Lent, but I'm thinking continuous practice, it can spill over.
Usually what happens in Lent, you don't go right back up to where you were before, because now after Lent, so just as Carnival is a preparation for Lent, Lent is a preparation for Easter. And it is in Easter that we meet again the risen Lord. And when we encounter the risen Lord in Easter, now that recalibrates. That sends your whole mind in another. And then we see, because we've stripped down and gone back to basics, we now see what is truly important as we encounter the risen Lord in Easter. And then all these other things that we play with, we can just strip them away and now live our life more for Him and for the risen Christ who has come to set us free.
Your Grace, what message, we just have a few seconds, what message do you want to give to the people of Trinidad and Tobago as we start the Lenten season?
Could we make hospitality a byword for this Lenten season? And hospitality is reaching out and being hospitable, being caring for other people, which is almsgiving. And if we make hospitality a byword for this Lenten season, what we will do, we'll have to reach the migrant, we'll have to reach the refugee, to the person on the street, to the old person. If we do that, and if everyone does something of reaching out to someone in need, what a beautiful country we will have.
Well, I'm going to reach out to you right now and say thank you so much for coming and starting our Lenten celebrations here on Now.